Okay, we'll be live any moment. Should be any second now. And there we go. We are live. And once again, I'd like to welcome everybody to my channel. My name is Chris. You should know that by now. And my channel is also Barnum11970. If you don't know that by now, hit the subscribe button, check out some of my other videos, and hopefully you will get to know where you are. And if you came here accidentally or on purpose, I appreciate you regardless. So thank you for taking the time to listen to what I have to say. And hopefully it'll make some sense and maybe make you think in a different direction. Free thinking is always a good way to live. It is currently 5:41 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 20th of January, Inauguration Day for President Donald Trump of the United States of America Corporation. And if you don't know what I mean by the U.S. Corporation, check out my video about the Truth of the United States Law and You extended version, or just Google the Act of 1871 and learn about what our government has done to us all that no media, no school, and no politician will ever teach you about. And with that being said, we're going to talk a little bit about Hollywood. Now, for weeks and months, you saw plenty of the liberal agenda of Hollywood with some of the videos that they made trying to get people to, vote for Hillary Clinton, and she was the only answer. And then when President-elect Trump at the time won, they were trying to get people to change their votes and try and prove somehow that the Russians were involved. And one of the actors I actually respect out of everybody, because you notice right now they're doing the inauguration parade, and Trump, it's live right now, and Trump is behind a very big bulletproof glass screen watching the parade. And you notice there are so many of the celebrities that didn't show up. Now, let me ask you something. How many of you actually miss them or even care that they decided not to show up? I mean, the people like the Rosie O'Donnells in the world, the Whoopi Goldbergs of the world, the Barbara Streisands, the Beyonce and Jay-Z's of the world. How many of you are actually sitting there saying, boy, I really wish I could see Jay-Z today? Or I really wish Rosie O'Donnell was there to share in her feelings of what she has to say. You don't see Meryl Streep right now applauding who is now her president, whether they like it or not. And it just shows the agenda of what I like to call Hollywood. And that's why I changed the name a little bit. But I want to ask people, how many of you are actually tired of the fact that these elitists, these out of touch people who have minorities a lot of times mowing their lawns and making sure that they're driven to their next, particular show. And they talk about unity and harmony and how if you voted for Trump, you're a racist, you're some kind of redneck. You can't be just a educated person that actually reviews things and has a better choice, even though Donald Trump, in my opinion, is not going to be the next Jesus Christ, no matter how much people want to believe that. How many of you are so sick of this? So sick of Hollywood trying to tell what they call the common people, the regular people, the ordinary people, like somehow they are superior because they happen to make movies and basically pretend to be something they're not, and telling us how we should think, how we should vote, what we should do. It's another elitist propaganda where they get paid to create a service. Well, that's not so much different than a prostitute if you think about it. They get paid to do a service. And if you see some of these movies, sometimes they get to do things and they get paid to do things that they probably wouldn't be doing. But, that's neither here nor there. If you want to live in a fantasy world, if you want to make movies or sing songs or catch a football or a baseball or hit a hockey puck or whatever, you have every right to do that. But don't tell us about the politics. I would love to go up to Rosie O'Donnell or Whoopi Goldberg or Barbara Streisand or Beyonce or Jay-Z or any of these celebrities and ask them, excuse me, can you tell me what exactly the petrodollar is? And hand them the microphone and see what they have to say. Let's see how much research they know about the Act of 1871 or the Coinage Act of 1792 or Operation Paperclip or Executive Order 11110 or the place that you can actually find, and I have a video for this if you look in my must-watch videos, that actually shows the government position that shows that the United States is a corporation. I actually show proof of where you can find it in the legal documents. But ask any of these Hollywood people, they would have no clue because they just read off of cue cards, using their fame to try and persuade you or dissuade you into a way that we're tired of. And I saw a clip the other day from Kurt Russell, who is favor of the Second Amendment, who believes that even though he may not love Trump, he's going to give him a chance. And, despite all the things I say, let's give him a chance. Any president. Let's see if somebody actually steps up to the plate and tries to do the right thing. I mean, there's a difference between somebody saying they're going to do something and someone actually doing it. So always remember that. People, especially in power, or people trying to sell you something, will always upgrade and overkill what it is they're trying to sell you. Because if they told you the truth of what things really are, it wouldn't much be an easy sell. That's why you'll see so many movies where they promote it to be they'll show the best 3 or 4 clips of the entire movie, and you go to watch it, and it's like, wow, I could have just watched the preview because that was the best part of the movie. But if they said, hey, here's a clip of the movie coming out, and these are the best parts, the only parts you'll probably laugh or enjoy, you probably wouldn't waste your money. So they're overkill. They tell you everything that you need to hear. The problem is not that they're doing it. It's the fact that for so long we believed them. How many children have had celebrities or sports stars as heroes? And we see time and time again that they're paid liars. I mean, if you think about what an actor does, or an actress, their job is to get paid to pretend to be something they're not. So that's a nice way of saying they get paid to lie to you. Now, of course, you could see it as a form of entertainment, and that's fine. Each person's going to like or dislike somebody. That's fine. But Kurt Russell, on an interview, when he was on The View, I saw a video clip about this, and they were asking about his political views, because for some reason they can't understand that people would actually believe that people have the right to protect themselves and what the Second Amendment really was supposed to be about. He basically said that, actors and actresses should stay out of politics. And he says that they are in the job of fantasy, so they should stick with that. So I agree with that sentence, that these people, they should count their lucky stars, how fortunate they are, that they get to pretend to be something they're not. They get paid extremely well. They get glorified by the people of the world. They should just appreciate that and then go on their way. But to stop and think that it's their job to tell you how to vote or how to think, or make you feel bad because you think differently from a bunch of people that praise and preach unity, but live in areas that you can't get close. They are so well guarded. Try and date a celebrity. See how easy that is. Go up to somebody, let's say Beyonce was single. Go up to her and try and ask her out on a date and see how quick she has her bounces push you or throw you away. Or wouldn't even let you have the time of day of getting anything other than, oh, thank you. They look down on us. Why we put them on such pedestals is beyond me at this point. And I'm very disappointed. Like, for example, those of you who've been following me for a while know that on this channel, I took about 1.5 years, almost 2 years off because of the stress and death threats that I was getting and things like that. And I just really stopped making videos. And I started getting into something that I enjoyed as a kid, and that was comic books. And I ended up making a comic book channel for a while until some of my, ridiculous trolls found me there and realized that, if they were smart, they would have left me alone and I would have probably still been there to this day. But because most of them are not that intelligent, they're not going to think clearly. And I came back here, it made me realize that how many people from the Avengers movies were making these videos saying, oh, you got to vote for Hillary and you got to do the right thing. It made me not want to watch any of their movies ever again, because I don't want to be told or looked down upon by a bunch of people that are out of touch, that think because they make movies that we should idolize everything they say. And sadly, the reason that they feel that way is because the majority of people do idolize them. Like, if I saw any of them in the street, I wouldn't sit there all googly-eyed saying, oh my God, I can't believe it's you. I'd be like, if I walked past one, I'd say, hello, how are you? I never have been and never will be starstruck, because to me, they're just regular human beings. Don't look at them as gods. And when people want to try and dictate to you how you're supposed to live your life and look down upon you when they are so out of touch with reality because they are pampered and yes to death all their lives, they think that their voices matter. And it's fine to be able to speak your voice, but don't look down and criticize others and make them feel bad because they don't have the same viewpoints as you. They want to talk about all this righteous stuff, and I've said this so many times. They want the right of life unless you have a baby inside you. Then they think it's okay that no matter how many months along you are, that you are allowed to have some person enter into your body, tear apart a life, and destroy it. Sounds a little hypocritical to me. So I want to know in the comments section, how many of you are upset that some of these celebrities did not show up for the inauguration? Are you sad? Are you disappointed? Do you even care? Did you even notice? And that's what we need, the message we need to send to them. And that's why I'm pretty much boycotting the people that made those videos, because that's just my opinion. So unfortunately, you have to look at some of these things to see the bigger picture. So John, he's saying I'm slipping back into the fiction. Sometimes you have to see what's going on from all perspectives so you get a better point of view. So I'm not slipping, I'm observing. There's a huge difference. You cannot get a proper perspective if you only see only a certain point of view. You have to see all sides. So, in my opinion, I would love to know. In my opinion, to me, celebrities don't matter anymore. And I'm glad that they did things like this, because it really shows how out of touch they are. That if you pay somebody enough money, they'll do and say anything. There are people in this world, you pay them enough currency, they'll murder and take the life of somebody else. That's a sad way to live. That's a sad way to earn an income. There are people that get paid, and I said this years ago and I was called crazy for it, but there are people that get paid to troll other channels. That's a sad way to earn a living. That's a sad way to live your life. But there are some people that do it. And the more that we expose these frauds, the harder it is for them to earn their living in a disgusting way. So to me, I don't want to associate with any of these celebrities. And I'm very glad that they showed their true colors and showed their agendas. And it's okay to look into what is fictional, because how are you ever going to tell the difference if you only see things from your point of view? You have to see things from all point of views to get the full determination of not only what to do, but what not to do. And even some people in the quote-unquote awakened movement don't really see that. And John, I thoroughly understand we live in an actor-based reality. The problem is the majority of people believe in them and listen to them. And John, whether you're a troll or not doesn't matter to me. So you don't have to tell me what you are. You know who you are and who you're not. I'm not here to judge. What I'm saying is you cannot get a full picture of what you want to research if you only see one part. You have to see all sides. So I don't have a problem, quote unquote, slipping back into the fictional world. It doesn't mean I'm staying there. I can get into a submarine or get into a swimsuit and go underwater and observe. Just because I'm there doesn't mean I now live there. It means I'm just observing a world that I want to get to know more about. Why are people so afraid to face those things? Because you'll never get the bigger picture unless you see everything from all sides. So that's why I've said many a time, you can sometimes learn more from your enemies than you can with your friends, because at the very least you can learn what not to do. So I'm very glad these quote-unquote celebrities are making themselves, exposing them for what they truly are. And I'm glad none of them showed up. How much are they missed? And more people are being awakened to these facts. And Indifferent says, why wasn't Kanye there? Well, I mean, I can't answer why anybody was there, but, Kanye's one of those people. He actually said he was going to vote for Trump, and he was trying to warn people about what really happens in the industry. And what did they do? They arrested him and sent him for treatment. So if you have a difference of opinion in Hollywood, then all of a sudden they don't want you and you get cast out. I wonder why. And then they talk about that video from MTV about the white people thing for New Year's. And they were saying, oh, you can have Kanye West? Okay, so where's the unity there? So basically what they're saying is, if you agree with us, we're all one and unified. But if you think differently or have a different point of view or difference of opinion, oh, well, you can have them. We don't want them. How is that unity? Don't just listen to what people say. Watch what people do. And that's why I've always said, by their deeds you shall know them. So I don't worry about what people say anymore, because people will always tell you everything that you are. And John Rogers is saying, I'm a fiction troll. Well, congratulations. Obviously, you seem to want to have attention, because in one sentence you say you're not a troll, and now you're saying you are. To be honest, I don't care who you are. You know who you are, but you're not saying anything that's productive. So what you're doing is wasting everybody's time. How about instead of trying to stand out to get attention for whatever reason, you make a comment that people can learn from? Or you can continue to be silly so everybody can look at you and you're getting your 15 seconds of fame. If you want to act like a crybaby and break a mirror, yeah, you're going to get somebody's attention. But there's better ways to do it, John. So whether you're a troll or not is irrelevant to me. So you've gotten your moment of attention. Congratulations on your achievement. For the rest of you, I want to hear in the comments section what you think about the quote-unquote celebrities. Do you believe in them the way you used to? Have you changed your ideas? Are you still going to put your money into watching movies from people that you know don't respect you and don't think of you as anything other than, like Hillary said, deplorable? Me, I'm not going to support money, give my money or currency to help support spoiled people who get paid to read off cue cards and don't even believe or even know what they're saying. So, John, I'm going to say goodbye to you because obviously you cannot communicate like an adult. So have a great time on somebody else's channel. You have been eliminated. And see how easy it is? You try and communicate with people and they can choose their own way. They can choose to say, okay, I'm going to speak like an adult, or they can scream like little crybabies. Well, so you notice all I have to do is just ban them. Want to make another fake profile or something like that, that's fine. But communication, sometimes you're just not going to get along with people, and that's fine. But see, when you give people an opportunity, they will always show their true colors. But my thing is, you notice, if you speak in a certain way, you can't control what anybody else does, but you sure as hell can control what you do. So I just eliminated the problem, and I wish him well. I hope he has a wonderful life going on channels and just saying ridiculous things to get attention. So congratulations on that. So in the comment section, let's hear what you have to think about Hollywood and these people. Do you even care or even noticed that they didn't show up in support? And like Donald Trump said, it's like, oh, we're going to have so many people filling the seats that, what, if they don't want to show up, that's just more spots for people who really want to be there. And I'm actually quite happy with the turnout and how, for the most part, it was pretty darn civil. Almost to the point, almost it was relatively boring. But I guess sometimes no news is good news. So you know what? Despite the things I may think about the fact that this is a corporation and we have a new president that's going to run it, I'm going to give him an opportunity to see if he's going to do what he says. If he tries to change the world, that's a beautiful thing. But if he ends up just being another person that said everything that you want to hear because his hands were tied, because one person really can't change the world in that aspect in a corrupt system, maybe this will teach us that either one, he's going to do what he says and makes things a better place to be for all of us, or two, we see that even the best ones that try the hardest can't do anything, so it's time to reboot. It's time to restart the system because obviously this one isn't working, and that depends on us. We can't just wait another 4 years and say, well, if this one doesn't work, the next person coming along will say the things that I need to hear. If we don't change the world ourselves, nothing's going to change. And that's why I don't want to listen to Hollywood anymore. Let them make their movies, let them hit their baseballs, let them throw their tantrums in their millionaire homes telling everybody else how bad the world is, and I'll go my separate way as well. So thanks as always for listening to what I have to say. You may not agree with what I say, you may not even like what I have to say, but at least respect the fact that I have the right to say it and share my own point of view. Whether you resonate with it or not, I leave that up to you. There's no agenda here where I'm telling you have to think my point of view. That's why one of my subscribers said in a comment from my last video, it's like he says he disagrees with me maybe 20 or 30% of the time, but he appreciated what I do. And that's fine. Because to me, that means he agrees with what I say 70 to 80%. I'll take that. And I even made a little joke. I say, I wonder how much of a percentage Hillary Clinton would get from that. Bet she probably would even get close to the 20% of believability. So that's great. I'm glad to know there are people that come here because they resonate, and you get these silly little people that scream for attention every now and then, and it shows what sometimes you have to have presented to you what you don't want. Because how are you going to know what you don't want unless it's there for you to make that choice? And to me, that's why I say look at things from all sides, even if something's different, even if it's something you don't agree with, because maybe it might change your point of view. Because back in 2008, when Obama was president, I was considered the typical liberal Democrat. I watched MSNBC and Rachel Maddow and all those other liberal news stations. I believed in Obama, thinking he really was going to make change, and yes, we can, and all that stuff. But because I started seeing things from different point of views, I changed my mind. And that's why I don't think there should be a two-party system. We don't need the division anymore. We need people in government that are there for the people, not a certain group of people. And until we can fix that two-party system and eliminate it, it's just going to be a challenge. And we don't need that. We need unity. You cannot have unity in a two-party system, because that's saying you're either on this side or you're on the other side. How is that unity? So thank you for listening. I always appreciate all those that take the time to comment. Even my little troll who said he wasn't a troll, I always appreciate when people put the different perspectives. So thank you for showing me what I don't need in my life. Leave your comments, hit subscribe if you want to, and if you don't appreciate what I say, please hit the thumbs down. That's perfectly fine. Send your message that you hate what I say, and I hope you find the channel that resonates with you better. If we can all work together, it'd be a much better world. So thanks for listening. Have a great day, and don't forget to have your trolls spayed or neutered.